Hello and welcome to the second Austria versus Australia live stream. I'm Jason from DP Learn Now, and I'd like to offer a warm, generous welcome to Daniel, who's from the channel Weigl ProCreator. Hello, Daniel. How are you today?
Hello, I'm good. How are you?
I'm going very well, thank you. So I'd like to tell everybody who's watching right now what's going to be happening. So we're going to do 2 Kahoot quizzes. And the good thing about Kahoot is that lots of people can join in. So I'll be doing the Kahoot, Daniel will be doing the Kahoot, and anybody who's watching at home right now, you can do the Kahoot too. So before we go any further, I might open up that Kahoot so we can start logging into the code. And then we'll talk a bit more about what's going to happen today once that Kahoot screen is up and ready. So just let me share my screen. Here it comes. Here it's coming. There we go. Yep, I think that's the best option. So as promised, Daniel, I haven't looked at any of the Austria Kahoots yet. We're going to choose one that we both think works best. That way nobody knows the answers yet. So can you see the ones that are up on my screen at the moment?
Yes, I can. I just need to also open Kahoot on my mobile phone that I'm able to join. So,
okay, no problem. Let me know if any of those ones, once you're ready, of course, that there's no rush. We can just kick back and relax, and I'll file down my nails just while I'm waiting. It is all good. There's no rush at all. So here's what we'll do is
actually, yeah, let's do the first one.
Okay, first one sounds good because 1.6 thousand people have played that one, so it must be okay. And I see we have somebody who's just joined our live stream. Welcome. We're about to do a Kahoot quiz. If you would like to join in, then look for these details which are coming right now. So we just need to get to the game screen. Look at that, 1,600 people have played this one. Hopefully it's a good one. We're going to do the classic version and loading game pin. Here it comes.
So on your phone, it should also show the game pin and join so that you can enter the game pin.
Oh, yes, that's a very, very good idea to explain. Thank you for the idea, Daniel.
Yes, the learning will be next topic in the live stream, and we just need to think what we can do for next time.
Okay. Which of the following is not from Austria? Ha! I've got an idea about this one.
Somehow my phone is not working properly. Okay, so yeah, I guess you were faster because my phone is somehow really laggy. I guess because of live stream and this. So, but yeah.
Look at that, 100% of the competitors chose the same answer. And for anybody who's not sure how Kahoot works, on your phone or your device, you don't have the actual answer, but you have the right color. So you just have to press the color to select your answer. And kangaroos are not found in Austria. They're from Australia. So that's very convenient.
Exactly.
Yes, I'm winning. What colors are the stripes on the Austrian flag? Ooh. Okay, it was red, white, red. Somebody went for red, white, blue. Sadly, that wasn't correct. Oh, Weigl ProCreator got that one very quickly. Well done.
Yeah.
Next question. Ooh, where was the Sound of Music filmed? Have to guess, I think.
Hollywood, it was not just a hit.
Yes, I do like that there are some silly answers. Yeah, Salzburg. Everybody got that one. Well done. Oh, Daniel's holding the lead. Well done. Vienna is known as what in German? Oh, I think I was very silly with that. I went for Wien, Austria, but I'm thinking, yeah, it was Österreich. Ah, that was a foolish answer by me.
No, well, actually, this is like if you're just clicking too fast. This is maybe the
That's what I
Right,
that's what I get for not reading the question
you really
properly.
have to
Always read the
read
question
it,
properly. Okay, next question. Wer ist das? Ooh. Oh,
Oh my god.
he's a pretty cool looking character.
Yeah.
Yes! That was a lucky guess. I thought
Well,
Krampus
actually,
sounded like a cool name.
just in case someone would have that wrong, it's just like Krampus really does look different. So I think I should maybe make also one video about Krampus because there's a misconception here, I guess. This looks like
That's a
more
good
like a
idea.
cartoon
Well,
than anything.
I look forward to watching it. That would be of great interest to me to see what he's meant to look like. Okay. Everybody got that one? And well done, Trucker. You're not too far behind me. You're making me answer these questions very properly.
Oh my god.
No idea with this one. Ooh, salt. Nope. I didn't get that one. I'm the one who got it wrong on this question. That's me, right there. Right there, that's me.
The funicular. What is the funicular?
I don't know. It sounds like a tower of some kind.
Okay, so I didn't even know that word. I was like stumped with the answer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Well, moving on. Which is not from Vienna? Ah, yes. I'm happy with that one. I got that one correct. How'd you go, Daniel?
Yeah, curry was this from Germany. So this is like really particular German. Yeah, what Germany is famous for. But the other three are really famous in Austria.
Oh, very good. And I'm very glad I've watched all of your other videos now because I know that you've got a video just on Wiener Schnitzel. So I knew that one was definitely Austrian. Come on, Trucker, you can do it. The name of this church. I think the yellow one's the silly answer in this one.
The first church of the Wookiee.
Yeah.
What is the Wookiee?
Okay. I said Schönbrunn. Okay.
Oh, that's wrong. It's the Stephansdom. So, and Vienna Dome is almost correct because if you don't know the name, how you should know? So, yeah.
Okay. Question 9. Oh, I know this one. I know this one.
Yeah, me too.
Very good. Cat music. Can't help dancing. Good job. Everybody got that one. Danube. And if you watch our first live stream, Daniel and I talk about the Danube quite a lot in that one. So we'll link that one in the description also. Okay, question 10. What is this colorful building in Vienna called?
Oh my god, this is
Wasser. Surely it's not that one.
Been to Austria, you don't know. So
is it?
Yeah, this is the one of the very few artists who got like really famous for his very different styles. Yeah, Hundertwasser.
Oh, very good. And does that translate to 100 water, or is it that different? Yeah. I was thinking in English,
inspired from nature. So maybe for a quick explanation. So he draw his inspiration from nature. So he was against buildings who were like always straight, and the cobblestones which are like always flat, because he wanted to have like also like surfaces like you would have when you walk into the forest. So yeah, it's like his interpretation was like, yeah, this house was really famous because like once you got to the entrance, it was like also like you go up and down. It was a little bit, so you really have to mind your step. And yeah, this is it. Okay.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks. It's a pretty cool looking house. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Ooh. Still anybody can win, but Weigl ProCreator has the clear lead at the moment. What's going to happen next? It's not the Himalayas. Yeah, everybody got that one. Nicely done. Okay, with 3 questions to go, Weigl ProCreator has the lead by nearly 3,000. Can anybody catch him?
We will see how it goes on Australia then.
I'm laughing at the green. That's a good one.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Okay. Trucker, you didn't answer. Come on. Keep up. Okay. Energy drink, eh? I've got no idea with this one.
Oh, really? Yeah, actually, I can give you a hint. It has Red Bulls on it.
Oh, there you go. I said Monster.
Red Bull is the headquarter in Austria. So it's like also, this is the energy drink which came from Austria. So yeah.
Okay. I suppose I assumed it was America or something, I suppose. But silly me.
No,
me.
Actually, yeah, it's was done by an Austrian guy. He got like really rich as well. So.
Oh yes, he'd be a very happy person now.
I don't know if he's so happy. I never asked him.
Oh yes.
So yeah.
Okay. Oh, extending your lead. Can you be caught? Maybe not, but I'll keep trying. Green is good.
The Krampus is green. Yeah, I should have gone with that one.
Bike rider.
Okay, I didn't know.
I didn't know that either.
That was incorrect. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh, that's okay. You're still winning by a long way. Last question for this round. Ooh. I thought I knew, but then maybe I think I've chosen the wrong one. Yeah, I think I was silly with that one.
Really?
I chose Fluffy, but then I saw Horrible. Because I thought
that
surely it's not Fluffy. Look at that picture.
This is when you answer too fast. So
yes, too fast again. I have to make sure I don't do that in the next one. Okay, the results. How'd we go? The podium. Third place, Trucker, got 9 questions right. Well done, Trucker. Second place, me.
So everyone gets on the podium.
Oh, yes. Well done. And well done, Dan. You win the first round.
I have also like the notification on my screen here. So it's like really nice to have this one. So that's really cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
So with that result, I can bring up this little banner here. Yes, there we go. Score. Daniel 1, Jason 0. So let's see if we can fix that up. So next round is the Australian Kahoot. So we're going to choose that one now. And then we'll come back to check the score, see if it's Daniel 2, Jason Zip, or will it be tied up at 1-1? Let's have a look. So bring up an Australian Kahoot now.
Okay, let's see how well that goes then for me. But at least I won the Austrian one, so that's okay for me.
You keep your dignity.
No, yes, exactly.
Your country will be proud. They say Weigl ProCreator, he defended us. I reckon one of those top two.
Yeah, the first one, the 10.
10 sounds good. I reckon 10's a nice number. Okay, I'll bring that up right away. So anybody who wants to join, including Trucker, if you're still there.
Did you see if there are like new people joining or something? So just like make sure.
Okay, so if there's anybody watching who missed the start, if you want to join, first I have to turn down the music again. That's too loud. If you want to join, go to kahoot.it and then type in this code and a nickname, and you'll be ready to join.
So basically, it looks like this on your screen. So you should get like the game pin. You enter the game pin.
Okay.
Then you go to the next page, which is like your nickname. So just like once again. Okay, and then you say okay, go, and then
Failed again. That's my dad again. That's a joke that my dad and I have. That's a joke that my dad and I have. Where did it come from? I think it came from Dad plays the drums. So he found like a video game where you can play the drums. And this video game wanted you to play a very particular drum beat, and it was kind of like Guitar Hero, where you have to play this note at this time and that note at that time. But my dad's a very good drummer, so he just went and did his own thing, and it sounded much better than what the game wanted. But it told him that he failed because he didn't do the exact right notes that it wanted. So this is my dad saying he failed in the first one. So he's so he's failed at something else. So it's a little joke. So thank you, Trucker. You're keeping us on our toes here by using new names. Okay. And just while we give anybody a chance to join us, Daniel, how do you feel after that first round? Did you think that went pretty well?
Well, that was quite interesting because like there were some questions I thought, how do they end up there? Because like this guy I never heard before, like the last question we had, and also there were like some tricky ones, so you really had to read closely for the answer because sometimes they were like they were a little bit misleading, the answers, so just to defend your dignity.
And that's a very good point. And have you done any training that has led to your Kahoot victory? What would you attribute your victory to so far?
Just being born here in Austria is enough, I guess.
That's a good answer. Good answer. Alrighty, I think it's time for our Australia topic Kahoot. Let's get into it. And we're off.
Okay, let's see.
Okay, I can tell you it's not Adelaide. Alrighty. Oh, somebody missed it. Who missed out? Let's see. What are you doing, Dad? You should have known that one. Okay. Next question. A koala is.
Maybe he has problems with the internet connection.
Oh, that could be. Yes, we'll blame the internet. A koala is not a bear. There's a whole song about that in Australia.
A pest.
Hey, marsupial, nicely done. Ooh, I think we've lost failed again. Hopefully you can reconnect and join us for the end half. The largest state.
No idea, to be honest. I'm pretty sure it's not Tasmania, but the other three, I don't know.
Western Australia. It's nearly the size of half of the whole country. So
okay.
It's the bit on the left.
Well, that's the good thing. This distinguishes us between Austria and Australia a little bit better now.
Yeah. There we go. Okay. Ooh. Off to an early lead, but there's still plenty of time. Australia's native dog. I love the yellow one, called a drongo.
Is that wrong? I picked that one. No joking.
I think it's a great phrase for somebody who's silly, but I think it's a type of bird. But you say, "Oh, yeah, old drongo." Okay. But no, the answer's a dingo. Dad's back. Welcome back, Dad. A new name called Timed Out. Very good, Dad. Nice sense of humor. But it does make it look nice having 4 people on the podium. So that's making us look good. So thank you for timing out. First people are the. I think if you said the convicts, you'd get a lot of people angry with you.
But convicts? What is it exactly? Just explain in nice.
The Aboriginals, the native people who have been in Australia for up to 60,000 years, depending on the research.
What? They are called convicts? Before I go to the next question, I just want to have an explanation on this one.
No worries. So the Aboriginals are the native people from Australia. But the convicts were the people who came over from England as the first British settlers in the year 1788. So that was on a big fleet of ships called the First Fleet. So a lot of people these days say, Australia's only been inhabited since 1788 because that's when the first people came out. But that's saying the Aboriginals don't count, which makes a lot of people angry if you say the Aboriginals don't count. So yeah, that's the story there. But now, depending on the research, the Aboriginals have been in Australia for between 40,000 and 60,000 years. So a long, long time. Okay, moving on.
Thanks.
That's okay. Okay, timed out. Well done. You've got 2 in a row. Ooh, this will be interesting. Okay. It's not really big and it's not really small. So that makes it a bit easier.
But with that map, it looks like it's very crowded in Australia.
Oh, yes. That's a good point. If we look at that, most of the population's right around the edge. So where the land meets the ocean, some huge percent of the population live there. And it's some tiny amount in the middle. So you'd probably push all of these guys to the edge except for 2 or 3, and that'd be more accurate. Okay. Ooh, still only 1 question in it. Daniel could catch me at any moment. See, this Arvo means.
Oh my god. I don't know.
There's some Arvo short for afternoon.
I thought okay, I picked the right one, but it's just that was
yeah. If yeah. Oh, you got it right. Good job. If I jump back to the picture, there's some great Australian sayings there, Like, you little ripper! Have a go, you mug. Struth, fair dinkum. Some good stuff in that picture. Yep. Could have a lot of fun reading out all those.
Okay. I didn't know what that is. What is booty or beady?
That's a horrible spelling of the word beauty. You little beauty! What a great thing to have happened.
Okay.
Are there any other ones you're not sure of in there? Any others that you don't
know? Yeah. What is grog?
Slang for beer.
Okay, cool.
And you say, "Oh, I'm gonna get on the grog," means you're gonna have a big afternoon drinking beer.
Okay, what is raw prawn?
I think it's just bad luck, or that one. I don't. That one's not very common. But don't come the raw prawn. There's probably some. There'll be somebody watching who says, "No, it's nothing to do with bad luck," but maybe in the chat, maybe Dad might know that one. So if you do know that one, send it through, and we'll come back to that later.
The huru, what is this one?
Huru, huru means goodbye. So
okay.
when you say huru,
no, not huru. Okay, yeah, good. So let's go.
Very good, thank you. So, okay, let's finish this off. We have a couple to go. 3 questions to go. G'day, mate. A friend. Yay, everybody got that one. Okay. 2 questions remaining. Oh, I think this one's very specialized, very local knowledge. But I suppose we'll see. Nicely done. You know your Australian general knowledge very well, Daniel.
Well, that was a guessing, but I just heard that surfing is very famous in Australia, so I was guessing on this one. so that was my bet.
Yeah. Oh, good job. Last question. I have to guess at this one. I may get this one wrong. We'll see. Will I embarrass my country because I don't know where the Lamington was invented? I did get it wrong. How about that? I said Sydney, so I'm the only one who got that one wrong. Good job to Dad and Daniel. And that was the last question. Could that have lost me the title? Let's see.
I don't think
the podium.
So, but it's pretty close.
Yes. Oh, timed out. 3rd place. Well done. Weigl ProCreator second. So that means.
Yeah, you see, you have been fast in answering.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Congrats.
So that's a good thing
how
about
do you feel as a winner.
I feel this is just a lifetime of effort and a lifetime of dedication and sacrifice. Now is all worthwhile to reach this level. I've been wanting this for a long, long time, but this shows that if you try really hard, you can achieve your dreams.
Okay.
I talk some rubbish sometimes. And that's the good thing about Kahoot. If you look, both you and I got the same number correct, but there must have been a couple I was a little bit faster on, so I still managed to get the win just. Okay.
Do you see? Well, actually, I don't see any comments or something. So there were no comments so far today.
That's okay.
I guess that will be coming. Okay,
Oh,
but I still have my 3 questions, and you have your 3 questions. Am I correct?
Oh, yes, that is correct. Would you like to kick us off with your first question? So I'm going to bring up the little banner. Round 3, general knowledge.
Okay, so basically, I thought I make it very easy, and
thank you.
I just asked general questions for you. So this is the reason why I thought, like, what can you tell me about like Aborigines? So they're like, what? How do they live today, or and how are they like a really small minority today, or is this like a big population part of Australia? So just give me a few answers from your general knowledge.
Yeah. No, that's a very good question. I think today most of the Aborigines live in cities with everybody else, so they're just they're just the same as everybody else. So there'll be so no difference at all. Going to school, doing well at school, graduating, getting jobs, just like everybody else who would be living in the city. There are still some tribes in the centre of Australia where it's more of a desert and so on. So there are still a few tribes who live traditionally, but definitely not very many now. And they do still have a few modern conveniences. So perhaps there could be a town nearby they can go and get medicine and so on. The finer details of that I don't really know, but most are integrated into society now, which is very pleasing because there were many years, especially in the 1800s, where there's a story about what they called the stolen generation, where the government at the time tried to wipe out the Aborigines by taking all of their children. So if they had no children, then the tribes would die out, and they put the children in homes with people in the cities. But eventually that was decided, no, that's wrong, that's mean, it shouldn't be happening. And it was really late when the Aborigines were given the equal vote for choosing the next prime minister and that sort of thing. I don't know the exact year, but I'm pretty sure it was 1960s, which is like a huge amount of time passed before they were treated equally, which it definitely wasn't right. But now I think things have improved since then, which is pleasing. Does that sort of answer your question, or do you have any other things to ask?
Quite clear. So yeah.
Oh, thank you.
That's okay.
Okay.
So yeah, you're round to get back at me.
Okay, my first question is a bit more specific. When I was a teenager, I used to love watching a show from Austria, a popular Austrian show, I'm led to believe, and it involved a police dog. I'm wondering, can you tell me the name of this? Yes, that's the one. I liked watching Moser and Stocky, and I'd love to learn to speak German one day. So I used to like trying to work out the words. But although I've done a horrible job, my German is still very, very, very bad. I only know a dozen words, but I'll get there one day. So good job. You got a point for that.
Okay. Yeah, well, actually, you got also a point. So next one question is like also very general again, because I just want to know from you how, because we didn't speak so far about the religion side, and so I don't know what is like the most common religion in Australia, and is there like some like, yeah, how is like religion handled in general? So it's like how also like how do the people live today the religion, because it's like officially there's like this and this number of, I don't know, Christians or whatever religion, but do they really practice and go to church, or is it like just like, yeah, okay, I'm part of the church, and yeah, I go like 2 times a year to the church and that's it? Because this is like what is in Austria. It's like many Christian people on paper, but very many as well just like going 2 times a year to the church but not really practicing it. So this is my question for you: how does the religion part or side in Australia look like? So
No, that's a very good question. Thank you. I've just got a message from my dad asking, "Can you move your microphone a bit closer to your mouth? Is that possible?" He just says it's a little quiet. So not sure if that's the possibility, but yeah, just if it is, there you go. But thank you for that question. That's a very good one. And I've found a pie chart just then while you were talking. I'll bring up in a moment. But Australia started off as the vast majority Christian. That was by far the most common religion, and still, if you go to most towns, there'll be some denomination of Christian church in that town. I know in my hometown, there's a whole bunch of different Christian denomination churches, and I think they're quite beautiful buildings. I love castles, as you can tell by this thingy here. So I love just seeing all those really old-fashioned churches. But now Australia, particularly I'm in Melbourne, it's becoming a very multicultural country. So with multicultural comes multiple religions. So now Christian, according to the chart that I found, let me bring it up in a second. Yeah, now Christian is still the majority, but not by a whole lot, according to this one at least. According to this, Christian is 1/3 of Australia's religions, and 2/3 are made up by Islam, Hinduism, Buddhist, other Chinese religions, and 1/6 are not religious at all. So now there's a huge spread of all the different religions. And I'm a primary school teacher. In my primary schools, I've worked with schools that have up to 55 different nations attending that school. So from 55 different countries, that's a lot of different countries. So then a lot of different variations on their religions as well. So now it's a very, very multicultural area, especially the capital cities. So there's lots of different culture, lots of different culture to be exposed to.
Okay. Wow,
so yes,
that's a nice chart here.
Oh yes, sir. Just a quick Google search while you're asking your question.
Yeah, because you weren't so sure. Huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Still counts as an answer because
thank
it was
you.
like a very nice chart. So, okay.
Oh, thanks very much.
Your
Your
next
second
one.
question, again, it's much more specific. Who is the president of Austria?
The president of Austria. That's the quite funny thing because like the president of Austria is not the one who is like in charge. So it's like always the chancellor who is in charge in Austria. So yeah, the president of Austria was Van der Bellen, but I'm not so sure on the last one. Yeah, okay, he's still there. Yeah, he's still there.
That's it.
Okay, because like the chancellor has like the saying in our country. So it's not the president. President has more like representational. Yeah. So it's just like to shake hands, but he has actually no power. So it's just like for representing the country, but that's pretty much it. The one who is like really in power is the chancellor, who is also getting elected. So it's like, yeah, the chancellor is the one who is in charge and is really deciding. That would be Sebastian Kurz right now. And also like in Austria is like a little bit different system. So in this sense, they have like coalition with other parties because yeah, they don't get the majority of the votes anymore for like the last 15, 20 years. They were always like in coalition with another party. They were in the lead. So this changed through time. So they always make new mixes and then like there's like the opposition and everything. So yeah, in terms of politics, it's just like what you can say is right now is like, yeah, Sebastian Kurz is more or less the one person in power and who is leading the country. But or he needs also like the support of the coalition party to make like the laws or whatever they decide to do. For example, like on COVID right now, they need to work together and they need to agree together. So both parties, not just like he called it purple party. It rose from the black party, so it's now the purple party. So in terms of color, yeah, and yeah, I think this should be pretty much the reply. So it was like one quick reply on the president. I already went a lot further, but I think
That's
it's
okay.
good to know that here it's the chancellor. It's also like the same in Germany. Yeah, Angela Merkel, which is also a chancellor. She's not the president. So this is like also a little bit different in our democratic system. So yeah. Okay.
Yeah. No, thank you for that. That's a very good answer. And yes, the two people you mentioned, the Chancellor and the President, they're the two names I found when I was researching. So you definitely get the point there. So we are still all tied up. I was going to ask who was the first President or Prime Minister of Austria, but I found that to be a very difficult question to find out because it started going into who's in charge with when it was like the Ottoman Empire, and then went back before that. And I soon realised it's very different to Australia because we only had a government for the whole country in the year 1901. So it's very easy to say in 1901, first Prime Minister was Edmund Barton, but it seems to be a much more complex question for Austria because it's a much older country.
Yeah, it's actually, yeah, the question is like if you count the monarchy or not. So it's like, so on paper it's a little bit more difficult. But if it turns like when it became really democratic, and this is also like the thing, because Austria wasn't really democratic for a longer time. That's actually, that would be like a history lesson, but I think that goes too far for our live stream right now. So we could do that on another stream if you want to.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Okay, thank you, Daniel. So my final question.
Oh yeah. Well, actually, your final question is like a very easy one, but I made the experience. Also, I am a big troller by heart. You can see that on my channel as well. So I really love trolling, and I always need to be in motion. And there's like the one thing what I learned over the years. It's not that the places you get recommended from like the tourism guides or tourist guides or like the tourism offices. It's just like most of the time the best advice is where to go is from the local people. And so my last question is evolving around this. From your point of view, what is the best place to see? You definitely, once you visit Australia, and yeah, I know maybe you haven't been in all places, but in all places you have been to in Australia so far, which is the best place to go and the best place to see?
Well, that's a very good question, and I'm quickly trying to think over what would be the best one to answer. But I really like bushwalking, so one of my answers would have to be it's called the Grampians Mountain Ranges, and the name was borrowed from a mountain range in Scotland, but it's much smaller than that one, which Scottish people think is funny because they come to see the Grampians and it's actually quite tiny compared to what you have over there. But I love bushwalking in the Grampians Mountain Range, especially an area called Hall's Gap. It's a very small, quiet town. Lots of bushland, and it's in between two huge mountains. So you look up on one side of the street, huge mountain up there. On the other side of the street, huge mountain up there. So if you love the wilderness and bushland at all, I definitely recommend Hall's Gap. That's worth a look. And I think just as another nice place to explore, Tasmania, because it's a bit smaller. You can. I spent a week there on holiday many years ago with my family. And with the week, we could see most of the state in that time. And it's there's a chocolate factory down there, so we did a tour of how the chocolates are made. And we got to do lots of tasting samples as well. And I love a good ghost story. And there's an old prison there called Port Arthur. So I think definitely Tasmania if you want somewhere to spend a week. That's a beautiful place. And I'm sure that many other Australians will be saying, "Oh, you didn't say this place," but I'll keep those two answers as my answer for now.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's good to know. So it's cool. Thanks for the advices. And once I rewatch the stream, I will write it down again.
Okay, no problem. And my final question for you, I googled this one, so if it doesn't make sense, please let me know. But in the fairy tale called The Seven Ravens, now is that a popular Austrian fairy tale called the Seven Ravens? But is it? Because my Googling said it was a popular Austrian fairy tale.
So it's the Brüder Grimm. Okay, I see.
In the Seven Ravens, my question was, the ravens weren't always ravens for the whole story. So what animal did they start out as at the beginning of the story? Any ideas with that one?
Well, actually, to my defense, I've never heard that story when I was young. Yeah. So the Seven Ravens, maybe other people who have been broader educated and better educated than me in Austria, they know. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so the Seven Ravens, I would say it's just a raven where they start off, but I don't know. So
I think it was an unfair question. I was just trying to find. I was trying to find things that people in Austria would know, which was I decided that was probably not a good angle. So in the story, my research said they started off as humans, and they were brothers. They kept eating all of their mother's food. So the mother said, "You're acting like ravens. I just wish you were ravens, so then you could fly away." So they were turned into ravens with a spell, and they flew away. But I'll give you that one anyway, because that wasn't a fair question, I don't think.
Well, actually, it doesn't matter. So there's like one thing about the Gebrüder Grimm. They are famous in the Austria and Germany. So there's like a whole book of the Gebrüder Grimm, which I never heard. But if I heard that, I perhaps would know the answer to your question right now. So,
that's okay. Yes. Okay, so that brings us to our final round. And we're still coming up. We have an Earth Sandwich as well. So with our final round, we're going to do a rock, paper, scissors.
Actually, there's like 3 questions or so I see from Graham Hall. So we should do a quick Q&A as well. So
yes,
don't forget. So.
Oh yes, excellent. Thank you, Dad. That's we'll go through those questions at the end. So we'll have our rock, paper, scissors. We will have Earth Sandwich, and then audience questions. Okay. So rock, paper, scissors. Let's just do whoever gets the first one is the winner of the entire contest. And just so we're on the same page, I'll be going rock, paper, scissors. And when I say scissors, I make my choice.
Okay, wait. I just need to readjust to make it see. Okay.
I have to do some stretching, some warming up. Make sure you're ready to go.
So let's see who wins.
Okay. So we go rock, paper, scissors.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, come on. You had the rock and then you do
Okay. So you sit yeah. Oh, can we practice? We do one more?
Okay, on 3 this time. So
okay.
1, 2, 3. Yeah, wait.
Paper beats rock. So Daniel is the winner. Congratulations to Weigl ProCreator. He has taken out the Austria versus Australia Championships. So because Daniel won, I get to put up this message. Subscribe to Weigl ProCreator. That's a very important thing that you must do. Anybody watching this must
also
go
subscribe to
I have that one as well. Subscribe to DP Learn Now. The DP stands for Don't Procrastinate. But Daniel won, so definitely subscribe to Weigl ProCreator. Now, the final event for this live stream before the questions is the Earth Sandwich. And just so anybody who isn't aware of what it is, I'm going to share my screen and bring up a few demonstrations of previous Earth Sandwiches that other people have already done. So if I jump across to here we go. So if you look at this picture here, this is the top Google result for Earth Sandwich. These two guys are at exact opposite ends of the Earth. So this man is in New Zealand, and on the exact opposite side of the Earth, this guy is in Spain. And if you look at the Coordinates. The first measurement is the exact same figure. Just one is negative, one is positive. So that shows that they are opposites. And the second measurement, together they both add up to 180.00. So again, that's the exact opposite ends of the Earth because 180 is half of 360. So this is what we are doing today. However, Austria compared to Australia aren't the exact polar opposites like New Zealand and Spain. So if I jump to this screen now, yes, I'm just going to move down a little. So if we look at New Zealand and Spain, New Zealand is on the left one, and you see Spain is on the right one. They are exact opposites according to this website. Now we jump across to where I am in Melbourne, and you see the exact opposite end of that one is the middle of the ocean in between Europe and America. So it's not exactly opposite. So I'm going to call this a Wonky Earth Sandwich because is it just above Italy? Is that correct? Austria is just above Italy, so it should be.
So just try to get the Alps. So above Italy. Yeah. So then you're pretty much somewhere in Austria. At least.
So I think we're out by a good 2,000 kilometers for this perfect Earth sandwich. And my wife made a great comment earlier. She said, if somebody moved the top of my sandwich 2,000 kilometers away, I'd be really unhappy. So that's a very good point. So it's not a perfect Earth sandwich. This will be a Wonky Earth Sandwich. So coming up on this live stream will be a Wonky Earth Sandwich. I have my piece of bread here. I kept it cling wrapped so it's nice and fresh. I'm going to hold my.
I forgot that we have sandwich time, so I have to excuse myself with like the upper lid of a bread right now. So yeah, okay. Yeah. Let's put this here on this stream bottom. So like this. Okay. So and maybe you could go also like to the bottom of your So you see here now we got like a.
There we go. So it's between these two sandwiches is the planet Earth. So we have a Wonky Earth Sandwich. To my knowledge, the first one ever done on a live stream. You saw it here first, folks?
So we do the record on the web Wonky one.
That's it. One day you'll see this live stream mentioned in Guinness Book of Records.
Perhaps. Okay. So, there's actually a funny side story between the Technical Museum in Vienna and the Technical Museum in Sydney. So there's actually a pillar in a certain angle. I don't know the degrees anymore, but this one, if you would drill a hole, you would come out at the Technical Museum in Sydney. So because there's the other pillar. So this is what really Austria and Australia connects, and that's totally fine to have us doing now the Earth Sandwich, because it's just a matter of angle, and it would be the perfect Earth Sandwich. So it's just like some degrees off. We didn't calculate it for our live stream. It was a little bit too complex, but somewhere if we do it like this, it will be a perfect sandwich in this moment. Okay,
there we go.
Pretty much it.
So thank you for that, Daniel. I've wanted to do an Earth Sandwich for 6 years since I first heard about them. So you're helping me achieve my life ambitions.
That's great.
So thank you very much. Well. And your story about the poll that points from Australia to Austria, I didn't know about that. So that's a great fact. Thank you for telling me.
At least I've been told. I don't know if they cheated on us in the Technical Museum in Vienna, but I guess not. So I guess this is a true story. So what they told us, a couple of days ago. So
Okay. So now we get to the final section of our live stream. We have some audience questions, and I have to thank my dad, Graham, for writing those audience questions. He's keeping this live stream going. So thank you very much for that. I think I can bring these up on the screen. Yes, I can. So don't come the raw prawn is like saying, stop talking rubbish, or don't be silly. Something along those lines. So thank you, Dad. That's a great explanation. And something I didn't know. Okay. The next comment says, I love castles. A lot of my videos on my channel I mention a castle in one way or another. So
Okay, actually, maybe I should also making videos about castles because there is like lots of you don't call it castles. We have like three types there. There's one called ruin. I don't know if you see as well ruins. There's
yep,
many ruins.
yep.
Then second one is castle, and the third one is Schloss. And Schloss, I don't know how to translate, but I guess it will
I
be
think
also like
I
royal
think I know that
castle
one
or
because
something.
I think I
Yeah,
know
it
Schloss.
will.
I think it's more like a palace, a very very fancy, very
Yes.
pretty. Looks nice.
Yeah, exactly. Schönbrunn in Vienna, for example, is Schloss Schönbrunn. So it's not a castle, but it's like, yeah, it's very fancy. So it's like we got these three types. Unfortunately, yeah, there's like many ruins because yeah, they
Yeah.
have been even used in the Second World War and they got bombed there as well.
Mm.
So yeah, and in the First World War. So it's like still they had like they have been used for centuries, and of course the distraction power of the weapons got better over the centuries as well. So many are like just debris more or less right now. So but there's still a lot of castles in Austria, and there's like really many places to see, and most of them turned into museum. Some of them have like really nice live shows as well. I was just like this year in Styria, in Schloss Regensburg or Burg Regensburg, and they had like a live show on how you say when they have like an eagle live show. I don't know what you say right
What
now
was the word?
in
Sorry.
English. They had a show on eagles, so like eagles from all over the world, but they did a live show with them, let them roam
Ah,
free in the entire area, and also
oh,
like
it
feed
was like
them.
a demonstration, so you could see the eagles flying around.
Yes, yeah, exactly. So it's like a demonstration of eagles. Yeah, Schönbrunn Palace. This is like Vienna. I
Well,
was there in
that's
March, now in February last time, so just
uh,
to see a friend. So it's
that's
quite nice. The garden in the back is really cool.
mm.
But yeah, there's like lot of churches as well, and this is also like castles are famous. But what should be also a little bit what people tend to forget is like there's like a big legacy on monasteries and churches, and those haven't been bombed during the Second World War. So we got like really old cathedrals and also old churches from like centuries ago. So this is like also what is nice to know about that. Okay,
Mm.
so much about
No,
this.
that's a very good answer, and yeah, I love castles myself. I've visited 47 different ones in Scotland and England, so I love just learning as much about castles as I can. And one day in Germany, I want to visit Schloss Neuschwanstein, which is over here at least it's a very famous one. So one day I'll get there, and I think yeah, I'm going to add Schloss Schönbrunn to my list as well. That one looks beautiful. So thank you for
Yes,
that.
it's quite famous in Vienna. So, but Schloss
Mm.
Neuschwanstein, yeah, I haven't been there as well. So maybe
Yeah.
I should go to as well. Okay,
Okay, next question. So right now in Austria, what temperature is it and what time is it?
okay. So right now in Austria it's like 2 p.m. in the afternoon, and the temperature, yeah, it's sunny outside, but it's already fall and autumn. So yesterday I was outside doing like my video for the last video yesterday. And yeah, it's actually, even when it's sunny right now, it's fall time, so it's already starting to get very chilly. So I would say it's in the range between 5 to 10 degrees. If you are like in the sun somewhere, then or in sunny places, then it's like a little bit more. But as soon as you go into like the shadows or the shady place, shady, I don't know if this is a good if you go into the shade, so then it's
That's a good
like
word.
quite cold already. So yeah, um, yeah. So that's pretty much about the temperature. So it's during the night when there's like clear sky, it's already like freezing around, yeah, zero and maybe even colder. So it's already quite fresh here.
So that's a bit different. Right now in Australia, it is 12:06 a.m. So we are 10 hours in front time-wise, and it's 18 degrees Celsius here at midnight in Australia.
Wow.
So but saying that we're coming into summer. Summer starts in 1 week, so the temperatures are definitely warming up a little bit. Okay, next question from Graham. So thank you for giving us all these talking points, Graham. You're definitely our best viewer for today. Two questions on the similar topics. Are Austrian drivers good drivers? And are the drivers courteous or aggressive? And if I give a bit of context for this question, I went to Bali for a holiday last year, which is just one of the closer. It's part of Indonesia, which is one of the closest countries to Australia. But in Bali, the driving is crazy compared to in Melbourne. Like people overtake in the wrong lane and they stay in that lane for ages, and then they just veer off into their lane at the last minute, avoiding a crash by milliseconds. You see people on push bikes carrying like 15 big bundles of straw. I don't know, how did they balance that in their push bike? I don't know. Is it going to fall over? I hope not. And the other thing which was really strange for me was we had a 1-year-old baby at the time, and we were just sitting in the car holding onto the baby, not in a seatbelt, but our taxi driver just started driving. He thought we were ready to go. So the baby was instructed in their car seat. He started driving. So their road rules are very different to here in Australia. So what about in Austria? Are people good drivers in general? Are they aggressive? Do they shout at you if you make a mistake? What are things like over there?
Okay, so let's first answer the question if Austrian drivers are good drivers. So it's always compared to who. So it's like when you compare it like to other countries. So I've been like in China for more than a year, and also I visited briefly my older brother once in Kenya. And they like when it comes to the traffic system in those countries which are outside Europe, this is really crazy. That whatever you see there, this is something what you would never see in Europe. So it's like already, it's like in China experienced so many times almost getting run over by car because they just like really you have to focus and really check the traffic. Even you're a foreigner, and foreigner is like the good exception because they really like be careful already for foreigners. But if you're a Chinese person and you don't watch in the traffic, you're totally. So it's like those people what we have here in Austria sometimes, that they just walk on the pedestrian walk, and then they just jump on the street watching their smartphone without checking the traffic. So it's always in Austria that the car will stop, and this is like the guarantee that people feel too secure. And this sense I don't like it, because I like the Chinese way in this sense a little bit more, because the people need to be a little bit more attentive, because otherwise they get killed. And it's just like this irresponsibility on the drivers. You can't trust the drivers in China. Makes it for you a little bit safer, because you know, okay, you're in traffic now, you got to focus, and you avoid many accidents just by being not this like typical everyone watches their smartphone while being somewhere in the traffic. So I think this is one thing. Yeah, Austrian drivers really try to be as careful as possible, but sometimes it's just like people getting angry because of this irresponsible behavior of the pedestrians. Also, I do ride motorbikes, but I know there's like some other who drive crazy as well. So so if they go too fast, or it's like also like bikers. So if you're a cyclist and they don't really check the traffic, and they don't somewhere, so it is like quite inconvenient as a car driver sometimes, to have to look for all these people because they are not reliable, or they don't stick to the rules. So that the one what I really started to like, this is also when I was doing like the big trip with my motorbike through Europe. When I compare like now Germany, France, Austria, and Italy, the people who treat it also, and this is a very interesting, in Austria, motorbikes don't get treated the respect like you receive. There's also like, once you're a cyclist, in France, they really look out for motorbikes and cyclists. So this is the impression I had in France. So this is not so much respect for motorbikes, but in general, I would say drivers are like really trying to look out for each other. So there's rarely an accident here in Austria. But there's also one thing: if they are courteous or aggressive, this depends very much on the weather. So if it's like a very hot day, in the heated day, you see like the people get a little bit more aggressive on the car. So those days are very likely that there will be some accidents happen, because everyone starts to be not so reliable anymore. So in general, just like, when it's like very hot on those days, you need to be careful in Austria, I would say. But on most of the other days, and we are not such a heated place most of the time. So yeah, I would say like 350 days or 300 out of 365 is like very safe. But always like winter is one big issue. So during the winter time, there's also like when there's snow and the people don't have the right tires or something, this can cause accidents. And also summertime, when it's like so hot that the people start to get a little bit dizzy by driving or something, and they like have too less hydration or something. so this, and yeah, but anyway, I would say it's very safe compared to like outside Europe. I think within Europe is like the people are having quite, of course, there's different countries and they drive more or less crazy. But I think this is all still very much regulated. So I would say on average, on whole, in Europe, it's quite safe to drive. Okay, this was a very long answer again.
That's okay. No, thank you. It's good to go into a bit of detail and help our audience be fully informed with the questions they wanted to know. We just have one final comment, and Graham says, "Wonky Earth Sandwich. Very thrilled to be a part of this historic moment." So thank you. I'm glad that we are keeping our audience happy. And yes, so I'm very thrilled as well. And final comment, thank you, Jason, and thank you, Daniel and Jason. Very interesting. So you're most welcome. And so that's the end of our audience comments now. Do you have any final thoughts, Daniel, before we finish up this amazing live stream for today?
Well, I would say thanks for tuning in and be part of our live stream and also playing along with us. It was quite fun. And yeah, so yeah, I think I say thanks, and this is pretty much it for me today. So I think we can sign off here. So I don't have much more to share for you today.
Well, thank you very much, Daniel. It's been a pleasure, as always, being on a live stream with you. And I've got a couple of quick things. Firstly, subscribe to Weigl ProCreator. That's very important. You must do that right now. Stop watching this live stream. Subscribe to Weigl ProCreator. Then come back and watch the rest of the replay. Do that right now. And also subscribe to DP Learn Now. It's a good channel. It's my channel. I enjoy putting videos on there. And I always like to finish my videos with this. So I'm going to end it after this next phrase. But I like to say, if you put your mind to it, you can accomplish anything. So bye for now. Thank you, Daniel. I'll see you soon.
Bye. See you.
Thank you to everybody who's watching at home. See you soon as well.